All right, this is a video. Um, it's video and a testimony. I got a chance to see a few of my neighbors, and as I was right, they are exactly what I expected. Childlike, very trashy, not even trash. It's like bottom, like just like almost nothing. And I'm not even saying that to insult them, but you know, it's what would you expect? Doing what they do is not going to bring value in their life in the sense of like they're daily day in and day out live a reality they have to create and make themselves believe. They know obviously it's not true, even though they're children or look like children or like child, like they have to create this, but they have to create a fantasy. But the reality is they are in this creation they've created. I got a chance to see somebody in the hallway. I, I swear, unfortunately, I was not able to take a picture of her because I know virtually when she talks to me, you see the fear, you can hear the fierceness. Looking at her, it almost looked like a child. At least she had a mask on, which is weird because I don't know if COVID is still around like that. But obviously, she doesn't want to be seen because she's going to look like what she's part of. There's no way to look good doing what they do. It's pure manipulation and falsification, and they know I'm not subscribing to it. They tell me all the horrible things I'm going to experience. Somebody's going to take a poop on you. Do you know? I do believe that all these bad things are going to happen to me. Do you know why? Because I continuously make them look like the what they are. This theater of torture is used to make themselves be like, oh, you see, all these bad things happen to you because we proved it. It's true because we proved it. Look, and you look at who's talking. It's like, no. First of all, you work for the government, right? You are contracted. If the government wants somebody to poop on me and torture me, it's going to do it like that. So you don't actually need to prove anything. If you're doing something bad to me, you, as weak as you are, as a bottom feeder as you are, you tell me that people who actually do harm people face to face can involve themselves. I understand. It's because they're just like you, going to be employed and contracted one way or another. And they're going to participate the way they can. Then they will probably won't be having to hide behind something and say something. Just like you. You see, so they think the torture is validation. It's not validation. I expect to be tortured wherever I go. You guys are just quite much more cowardly when it comes to your tormenting, but you're using the most sophisticated weaponry. Wherever I'm going to go next, there's going to be that weaponry, but there's all other ways. I understand. It's not because you proved it. You guys are. If you hear the illogicalness of what's going on in my brain, you will know something is not right. Somebody was delivering me food. They were doing this back and forth in my head. I've talked about who they tried to mess with before, but as they tried to make me imagine that, I was listening to this BuzzFeed article about why is there so many pedophiles in these agencies, intelligence community agencies, and they like to block it up by saying, "Oh, we are, it's our money." Like, okay, if I showed you who's talking, you understand that they're full of s. So the guy to deliver food, but I wait until they go into the part where they say, "Why is there so many pedophiles in these agencies?" And then I open the door and I can hear somebody else, it's you, try to box out. And I look at him and I smile at him. He looked at me and then just like almost like he wanted to laugh or was like, yeah, okay. I was looking at, yeah, okay. Okay, yeah. Yeah, they are verifying that these people filled with pedophiles who can manipulate your brain and be manipulating the brain in pedophile ways. These people, they're the investigators. Man, probably some of these people doing this to me are pedophiles. This is retarded. And the other one's a black girl. Pedos. Renowned for the pedophilia type of torture, and even DARPA has pedos. Program managers. Then you hear this trash, they don't want to be seen because I'm going to be like, do you think I'm going to believe these manipulations? Because you're trash, or I think it's a trash going to tell me that because I'm going to be tortured. You think I'm going to subscribe to it? So you think I don't know this technology can manipulate your brain to think this way? Everybody's saying the same thing. Perceptions of perversion. Of course, I know you can do that. I know me. You think your trash ass who slammed the door, who look like a fucking crackhead's gonna tell me? Sorry. Somebody who looks like you, who act this way, is gonna make me subscribe. I don't know. Like they don't understand that how obvious it looks like they're frauds. And you hear them scream, it's like you're gonna cry, you're gonna scream. Okay, I'll cry, I'll scream, I'll die, I'll die. But at least I didn't work for pedophiles, and they never subscribe to these manipulations. You see these people, you hear them in the hallways, slamming things, trying to say they are like, oh my gosh, how obvious is this? You're not doing some kind of gaslighting methods. You're not trying to make me accept these manipulations. It's like somebody pays up. Okay, go fight. Go make. Oh, they are. It's you. It's you. Mm. It's the obviousness ever. They are. You know how nasty it is. They to the point where they make me. So I talked about this kid. There's like a squirrel, like a little compressed person, tiny, just compressed, like 15, 14-year-old kid. In my mind, they have created her in something. Oh, I wish I took a picture of this little thing, and they try to do look using her little legs and try to create her and try to make her curvaceous. It's just she'll do nothing to me naturally. But in my brain, ooh, this technology manipulate, and you hear this childlike people. If I showed you who's telling me they are, it's comical. It's comical. It's laughable to hear people like this. You think you tell? Did you see yourself? It's illogical. It's it's it's, it's almost childlike. Of course, I know you. This will I know this thing is not me. This will compressor thing will do nothing just because you contracted trash. But this government filled with pedophiles telling me they are who we know. Everybody know that people know that they do this pedophilia type of torture, and because you keep repeating they are I'm going to be subscribing to it. This little squirrel would never do anything to me. But you know what they do? Let me repeat it. Her legs, they try to make her legs like. And somebody earlier said something about Daisy Dukes to talk about her. And so to make me imagine a girl like. So disgusting. To try to create sexual thoughts about this kid. These people are paid those. Their job is to turn you into something I'm not. And they're like, you lose. Of course, you can manipulate my brain. Can you imagine forcing somebody to start thinking in sexual? Okay, this is because she's wearing shorts, and they're trying to make me like think of it in a sexual way. Just a little nothingness. It's like creating a squirrel into a woman. This little thing will do nothing to me. But you hear these people trying to work my brain into this pedophilia thing. Like, oh, we proved it. First of all, I don't care about the proving thing out of this BS. But what I'm experiencing is disgusting. And to let them think that I'm gonna let them like, oh my gosh, I'm nervous because you manipulate me to think this way. Never. That's why I make these videos. And that's why things are gonna be bad to me, bad for me. Because they want me to be like, "Yeah, it's you. It's you." And I'm like, no, it's you. This trash want me to think of these kids looking at her legs, try to turn into something voluptuous or something. Let me show you who they're trying to compare it to. They first of all, let me say that they made me have sexual dream about made me think of her as if she was a porn star. Can you imagine? Like a known porn star back in the 2000s. She's a Hispanic woman. Start working my brain that way. And they'll start you. Somebody said you're gonna dehydrate to death. Okay. Death comes in all shape or form. Life you live is so disgusting and humiliating. To think that I'm gonna let them live the fantasy? Never. And because they use childlike people who obviously are paid to force somebody to accept these things. Never. Yes, there are pedophilia type of tormenting. Yes, there are, and there will always be this method that you guys do to break people down. This is why you're in the hallway say they are, but don't want to be seen. Let me show you how they manipulate things into. Let me show you as they tell me how I'm gonna be castrated. There's this woman. I don't know if you can see. I blurred it. Of course, I don't want her to be seen. Um, this is a very, very, very voluptuous woman. Very. I don't mean to be graphic. This is a woman I would definitely would be interested in. I cannot look at this woman anymore because they are forcing me to imagine this little scroll, this little compressed kids into this woman and try to force me to look at her the same way I look at her. They try to manipulate me to start looking at kids the way I would look at this kind of woman. I'm not perfect. I look at women, but they're forcing me to look at her. And then what's happening is there was this next door person. She looked like she's taller. Can't tell she was wearing a mask, and she has a body of a child almost, like a tall, skinny child. And what they're doing is like they're trying to compare me. It's like, what about between her or the other one? Now she looks older, but she's skinny and she's elongated. The other one is compressed. So what they're saying is like they try to make me think of the other one and try to make me see you like voluptuous. You're more into voluptuous people, not skinny. And they try to create these disturbing things. Can you imagine create and it's like where this proof? I'll watch you be tortured. These people are pedophiles. Please watch. Please watch. Please continue to sell your soul. Trash. You can say Daisy Duke to start forcing people to think in a sexual way. Try to compare these people is nasty. It's like comparing kids or people who look like kids and people who look like it's just it's disgusting. But this is their life right now. They watch me die. They watch me suffer. They don't know nothing about what's going to happen to them. But they know I know they're pedophiles because they do these things and want you to subscribe to it. I'm the reason why these things happen to you. You have embarrassed yourself, humiliated yourself, degraded yourself, and I know that. You watch me die, but you don't know nothing about what's going to happen to you. And they use this child. People like, oh, they are. Yes, go ahead, keep saying they are pedophile type of torture. There's the pedophile type of perceptions. You trashy little thing they try to make this little compressed squirrel looking trying to now make me imagine it as a woman. This little, and the other one, the trash talk about Daisy Dukes. Trash. I was looking for a squirrel wearing a Daisy Duke to put that as my thumbnail. They are trash, and I'm gonna never let them live their fantasy. So I know the consequences of that. The consequences are exposing them for what they truly are. The consequences of showing the mirror that they don't want to see. It's gonna mean that they're gonna torture me. They're gonna be, oh, okay, okay, we're gonna burn you. It's like, okay, I'd rather be burned than do what you do. You thought I was gonna let you live your fantasy, so I don't get burned. So you guys have pity on me? No, I'd rather die, like you say, than work for pedophiles. Try to hype themselves up and die. Pedos. They came and say this least then they are here forcing me to think of a kid in a sexual way. They have no shame. True pedos and filled with pedophiles. This got sent to article. This got sent testimonials. It's just exposing this low life from DARPA to CIA pedophiles feeling these things. And you hear this trash and die. Clowns. You can't even say it. You can't even speak about a pedophile called Lee Dan. You know what they're going to? Oh, but in 2014, this person you follow, she look like